Leafs just signed a 5th-round pick! No, seriously though, this is nice. The Toronto Maple Leafs have signed 5th-round pick from 2024, Miroslav Holinka, to a 3-year entry-level contract. Listen, I think if you're consuming hockey content on YouTube, you're probably like a little more hardcore than most fans. But even hardcore fans aren't gonna remember every single prospect, especially the 5th-rounders, especially the ones whose games you probably would never see on TV, depending on where you live, and especially the ones who don't even play in the organization that you cheer for yet. But, we got a couple things here. Number one, Miroslav Holinka played in the WHL, the Western Hockey League. The Western Hockey League is cool and lets us use their highlights. So we're going to have a look at Miroslav Holinka and some of his work.
There's the puck in the Calgary zone. Dax Williams took the bump there from Lucas Sauchin, coughed it up. Holinka in 2-on-1 shot, scores! Toronto Maple Leafs prospect Miroslav Holinka firing home Edmonton's 4th goal and a 4-1 lead for the visitors.
Yeah. But another thing, Miroslav Holinka is a noted Alan Walsh client. Alan Walsh is his agent, and Alan Walsh does a show on SDPN called Agent Provocateur. So I got a little bit of insight on Miroslav Holinka from Alan to go along with the highlights. So let's talk about it. So the Leafs signed this 5th-round pick from 2024. So he was already Leafs property, or he was a Leafs asset, or whatever you want to call it. The Leafs owned his rights. So they owned his rights, he signed a contract. Why do I care that he signed a contract? Well, not every player that you draft signs a contract with you. Sometimes they don't want to. For example, Ike Howard with the Tampa Bay Lightning, and he ended up getting traded to the Oilers. They signed him, and now he's going to be an Oiler. And that sucks for Tampa because it looks like he's going to be a pretty good player. That's a 1st-round pick of theirs. It's not an apples-to-apples example, but it's an example. The other thing is maybe you don't want to sign him. You drafted them. They looked okay when you drafted them, and then they didn't really get better, or even worse, they got worse. And you just decided, I'm going to let you go. And if you get drafted in the 5th round, 151st overall, there is no guarantee that the team ends up signing you. There's no guarantee that you do well enough in order for the team to sign you. So the fact that Miroslav Holinka has signed a contract with the Toronto Maple Leafs is a sign that things are developing in the right direction. Here's how his agent, Alan Walsh, described him. Miro is a rugged, physical offensive forward who played at a point-a-game clip with the Edmonton Oil Kings last season. That's in the WHL. He also played a pivotal role with the Czech World Junior team, helping them win a bronze medal. He is expected to play 1 more year of junior before turning pro for the 26-27 season. So this was a very interesting one. Because Miroslav Holinka is in the WHL, but he was born in Czechia, is he or isn't he going to play in the AHL next season, which would make him eligible to be called up to the NHL? I did see some people talking about that online. Well, they're straight from his agent's mouth. It is Miroslav Holinka's intention to play 1 more year of junior, which is pretty good news for the Edmonton Oil Kings because they're either going to keep a really good player or they could trade him. But you're probably going to want to keep a player who scored at the clip that he did. The first thing I noticed about Miroslav Holinka watching his highlights, the dude's shot. The dude can rip it. His release is pretty gosh darn good for the junior level.
Get space around Ethan McKenzie, but he was able to stand up the Tigers' leading goal scorer. Back the other way come the Oil Kings. Sauchin to the slot. Holinka scores on a one-timer from the slot. Beats Mennigan blocker's side, and the Oil Kings quickly out to a 2-0 lead.
Go and Holinka with him across the blue line. Left circle, Holinka scores! Fast and smooth up the ice are the Oil Kings. They'll take a 2-0 lead. Miroslav Holinka will grab his 11th of the season.
Now again, when you're watching these junior highlights, no, it's not going to be a 1-for-1 comparison with the NHL or any other pro league. But at the end of the day, I like a guy confident enough to try to beat a goalie one-on-one, and he can.
Hodnick up top. Morey across. Akumas once more. Now to the slot. Holinka shoots. Scores!
Now, He only finished 6th on the Edmonton Oil Kings in scoring this past season, but he missed over 20 games. Grayson Sachin was the top scorer on the Edmonton Oil Kings. He's a second-round pick from 2023, naturally, of the Florida Panthers. But behind him, Holinka was up there for pace in basically everything: goals, assists, points. In 47 games, he had 19 goals, 26 assists for 45 points. His season started pretty well, almost a year ago at the end of September 2024. He had a goal and an assist in his WHL debut. What's not to like about that? In November, he had a 6-game point streak that featured 11 points during that streak. And then on the second half of a back-to-back at the very end of January against Prince George, he sustained an upper body injury, and that caused him to miss all of December. Took him a little while to get situated back into the lineup. He didn't have a goal for his first 5 games back that January, but then he busted out with 2 goals in his first game with a goal, and then a goal the next game. So 3 goals in 2 games.
Hodnett, now to McKenzie, right circle. Holinka winds, fires, scores! Miroslav Holinka, a howitzer, and it's 3-2!
HockeyDB lists him at 6'2", 185 pounds. I remember Holinka being a standout at the Leafs prospect tournament last year. And listen, last season is a good first step, but it's just that, the first step. This young man is 19. On November 10th, he'll be turning 20. Ideally, he stays healthy and plays a full season in the WHL this year. Ideally, he plays a full healthy season in the WHL, doesn't get injured at the end of January. He did end up playing at the World Juniors, obviously 4 points in 7 games, so that's not the only reason he missed time. But what I need to see out of Miroslav Holinka this year is domination. You got that wicked shot, that wicked release, use it. How are your playmaking skills developing? Are you nastier? We've seen evidence of him being able to score by mucking it up in front of the net or even tipping it in. These are all, like, you gotta have different things in your bag. Like, all right, you can rip it. That's great news that you can rip it. Lots of guys in the NHL can rip it. Lots of guys in the AHL can absolutely rip it. When I used to cover the Toronto Marlies a little more regularly, Josh Levo did some of the most impressive things I've ever seen at a hockey practice. This past season, he just beat the KHL record for goals in a season with 49. His NHL personal best is 10 goals in a season. That's not a dig at Josh Levo either. He's a fantastic hockey player, fantastic in the KHL, fantastic in the AHL, and he played a couple hundred games in the NHL. 265. Like, this is a dude with an NHLPA pension. There are lots of incredible hockey players out there who can do incredible things. You gotta have a whole bag full of tricks to even be a marginally okay NHL player. So, I realize you might not be able to watch that many live Edmonton Oil Kings games this year. If you can, you should definitely go. But if you're a Leafs fan, odds are you're probably not going to make it out. I'll do my best to make an eye, and hopefully he dominates. Hopefully he grows a bit. Beef! Heaven knows this Leafs organization could use a little bit more depth. What do you think? Leave a comment in the comment box down below. For now, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. Noted Alan Walsh client. I don't know if you heard that, but sorry, yeah, don't put this in the video. My elbow's been bothering me for like a couple weeks now. And I think I think it's better. Anyway.